Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. We have the First Lady of Sports Talk, the one and only Cheryl Smith. Goddess Kelli, the diva of sports debate. And we got our guest out of Houston, the silver-tongued devil they simply call Bird. What's up, Bird?
Good morning. How you young people doing this morning?
Now, welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to Bras, Panties, and Sports. Don't worry about stepping on nothing. You all right, dude. Now check out the music this week on Shout Out. We are featuring performances from Dadrien plus Ivory. So we got two performers to find out if they will be getting their shining star or get the cold feel of the mute button from Goddess Kelli. Now, First Lady, we're ready. What you saying?
Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdie known as Duncan Hunter, who is not a sports figure, but is a U.S. congressman from California who was the second elected official to support Donald Trump, wishes he could fly far, far away from a federal indictment for missing $250,000 of campaign funds. Is it time to start chanting, lock him up, lock him up? One charge indicated that he used the money to pay for the family's pet rabbit to fly first class at $600? What? My goodness, I don't even fly first class. Of course, there were the vacation, clothes, tickets to sporting events, and much, much more. But the kicker is, after claiming that he was the victim of a witch hunt a la President Trump, he threw his wife under the bus and said it was her fault. Damn. What a man, what a man, what a man. China, Sherry Martell, Awesome Kong Karma, and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Well, yeah, obviously Duncan Hunter's explanation for the misuse of that funds is to blame his wife, because she was responsible for their personal finances. It appears that this is the new normal for men when they get in trouble. Blame it on your wife. I mean, really, blame it on your wife. If you remember, Brian Colangelo, former GM of the Sixers, used the same excuse when the Sixers discovered he had burner Twitter accounts. Ben Carson used the same excuse when his wife selected a $31,000 dining room set for his office. Of course, he had no idea how much it cost. He said his wife picked it out for him. It's just shameful that these men in power are not owning up to their indiscretions, but are hiding behind their wives. Duncan Hunter claims that his wife had control over the family's finances. However, Duncan forgot that his campaign money is not considered for the family finances. I mean, really? Give me a break. Now, it's interesting enough, though. He hired his wife for the campaign. She was paid $116,000 as a consultant for his campaign committee. What? $116,000. I mean, darn, they need to look into that too. But maybe she had access to the campaign funds. But regardless, Hunter was ultimately responsible for ensuring that these funds were used strictly for his campaign and not for personal items. I mean, come on now. Saying that he didn't spend any of the money is just utterly ridiculous. He had to know that his wife was using this money. I'm quite sure she would have told him. These men want us to believe that they are not communicating with their wives when they are in the same house. Please, we are not Boo-Boo the Fool. That is why he and his wife were indicted. I mean, they really think we're crazy. Goddess Kelli, what you saying about this?
Well, I mean, if his wife was handling the finances, I'm sure it's just because of the same reason that the women handle the finances in almost all American households, because men don't know how to handle money. But in this case, apparently, she also does not know how to handle money, or maybe she's not versed when it comes to the rules of campaign finances and what you're allowed to use the money on. So maybe that's a little bit his fault too for not telling her, hey, you know what, this is the campaign money, this isn't fun money, so you go buy your Louis Vuitton with this money, not that money, that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, when you have this sort of thing in the family, you are just asking for trouble. You need to hire a real campaign finance manager and not let it go on your wife. And isn't there something in our Constitution that you don't have to testify against your spouse? So throwing her under the bus is not only breaking the bonds of marriage, but it's also going against the Constitution because you don't have to testify against yourself and you don't have to testify against your wife, which he did by throwing her under the bus. So he's thinking he's deflecting blame, but in actuality, all he's really doing is completely emasculating himself by saying, well, yeah, my wife, she doesn't let me touch the money. I'm not allowed to do that because I'm just a man and I don't know. And the woman was in charge. So we all know women are in charge behind the scenes. But you know what? If you want to be a politician, you need to not admit that. So I think that by trying to make it seem like he wasn't at fault, he just makes himself look like more of a fool. And when it comes to politics these days, people looking a fool has become the new normal. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Bird, what are you talking about this situation with Duncan Hunter?
Well, first of all, we all take vows through better or worse. And I feel like they live together, so like I'm pretty sure something was discussed about the money. They should have misguided it. They should have had somebody that could finance that. You know, I feel like she shouldn't have been the person over the money. They should have had somebody that was professionally, you know, they had professional credentials behind them. They could have managed their money. And to be honest, through better or worse, like they both know what they was getting into. They both knew they was playing with fire when it comes to money. And being congressmen, that's a serious job. That's a very serious job. And we have to, as a country, we have to find better people to have, you know, that we got to find better people that take jobs like that seriously, because it's a trend now where a lot of people with power like that, they do a lot of embezzlement with like they see that money and they don't know how to control themselves. You know, they use it for other things, and all I can say is through better or worse. They both knew they was in hot mess, so that's something they should both, I'm pretty sure, need to be discussing between each other now. I think they threw each other under the bus, if you ask me.
Threw both of them under the bus. Yeah, both of them are indicted, so yes, it will be for better or for worse. Definitely in that. All right, Spitface, give me your take on this situation.
Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. Now, first off, the main reason I'm going to say that they should lock his ass up is because he threw his woman under the bus. That is low. That is the most punk-ass thing you can do, is throw your woman under the bus. I mean, you know, I don't care what the hell you done. You don't throw your woman under the bus. That's just part of the man laws. Now, get his ass in the jail where he needs to be, and then skirt him up. That's right, skirt his ass up. That's all I'm saying. Low life. Skirt him up. Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up.
Lock him up. Lock him up. Right. I don't see Donald Trump saying that. He's talking about lock Hillary up, but he ain't saying nothing but Duncan. Anyway, Goddess Kelli,
quick,
over to you.
Skirt him up.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion, overpowering over the competition. I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest, that'll all get sliced and diced. Competition paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. We are not talking about Lita, Mildred Burke, or Asia Kong. We are talking about the knockout punch the Washington football team feels it will land on the NFC East and get to the big game by signing Adrian Peterson. Will Adrian rebound this year and become the comeback player of the year? Will this move be all sizzle, no steak? Is Adrian about to join that long list of players who played too damn long? Could Adrian have that one last run at greatness and have more yards rushing than Zeke? Trish Stratus, Fabulous Moolah, and Manami Toyota are asking, what you saying? Now, when it comes to Adrian Peterson, I think his old ass should have retired when he was done in Minnesota. After the whole spanking scandal thing that went down, not that I got anything against spanking as long as it's between two consenting adults, but when we're talking about publicly spanking a child, that's another story. So yeah, once that came out and he got his feelings hurt and had to run away from Minnesota, couldn't play up there anymore because they hurt his feelings, that's when he should have faded into the sunset, left when he was doing well in his physical game, even though his personal life was a bit of a mess, and he should have spent his time with his family doing activities that does not involve smacking people on their butts. This move from Washington just proves how desperate they are. Their team is in shambles. Of course, they lost their quarterback, Kirk Cousins, who went to Adrian Peterson's old home up in Minnesota, and picked up Alex Smith, but that is going to be too little too late because they are still decimated from losing all of their other good players. They've got no more Deshaun Jackson. They have got pretty much nothing as an offensive weapon for Alex Smith, and they're thinking Adrian Peterson is going to be the answer. The guy is completely washed up. I mean, if you're talking about Adrian Peterson, we're talking he was the fantasy pickup from 2000 and late, not now. So this is a ridiculous move. He should have retired, but no. Now he's going to go down like Brett Favre, and we're going to see him sending penis pictures to a sideline reporter before this is all over, because he certainly ain't getting any yards. First Lady, what about you think about this one?
Well, Adrian Peterson's career last year was just non-essential. It was just not good at all. And, when he was with the Saints, it was just a total mismatch, because, the Saints have a tendency to throw the football more than they do rushing. But then when the Saints discovered that they had Alvin Kamara, they realized he was the real thing. Adrian Peterson was definitely kicked to the curb. But and then he went to the Cardinals, and, he had a serviceable season, but he got sidelined because then at the end of the season he had a neck injury. And I think what happened, the Cardinals just felt that, he wouldn't be in their plan this year, so they released him. But I definitely think Adrian will have a rebound year because I think he's on a team that believes in running the football. Now, it will be all sizzle and no steak because we will not see the Adrian Peterson of previous years because I just don't think he can be that running back at this stage of his life. But, he'll have a decent year, but not spectacular year. See, we're always used to AD having a spectacular year. But he won't have a spectacular year. But he would be okay. He will be an average running back. And, I agree with you. He definitely should have retired. He's going to be joining a list of players who just played too damn long. And I seriously doubt Adrian will have more rushing yards than Zeke Elliott. Come on now. We talk about Zeke. Zeke is a running machine, and I'm sorry, Adrian is not like that anymore. But you know what? With all that being said, and I have to put this in there, I don't think he's going to have a spectacular season. But, again, with all that being said, everyone doubted Adrian when he tore his ACL in 2011, and he came back super strong in 2012 and had an MVP season. So I truly don't think he could have an amazing AP year, but who knows? He has done it before. So I'm just going to say that it could happen, but I don't think it will happen.
All right. Let's go to our special guest, Bird. You still got faith in Adrian Peterson?
Well, to start things off, I want to say go Cowboys.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Cowboy fan. Ooh.
Yes, I'm from
Ew.
in East Texas, in Longview, Texas, and AP's from Palestine, which is right around the corner. And so I have faith in him. He's not Zeke, but like she just got to saying, everybody doubted him when he blew both of his knees out, and he came back and had a spectacular season. And I watched the game last night, and I watched him run. He had a couple highlights. He had a couple good runs, about 4 or 5 good runs. I feel like AP could come back, and I feel like he could shock the world. And I just, because he's from my cloth, we born, you know what I'm saying, we from the same area and same part of Texas, and a lot of boys up there were cornbread fed and were very strong, and we know how to overcome our adversaries. And a lot of people have doubted him, but I believe that AP could come out and he's not going to win a wrestling title. He's not going to be Zeke. He's not going to be Todd Gurley. He's not going to be something like that, but he will be AP though. He's a beast. He's going to knock a couple defenders' heads off. And I have faith in the boy. And on my end, I feel like he could prove a lot of doubters wrong. He's going to have a okay season, but it won't be, you know what I'm saying, like I said, Zeke or Todd Gurley, but he'll have an okay season. It'll be, I give him like he'll be in the top 10. He'll be in the top 10. And that's all I got to say about AP. He'll be in the top 10.
All right, and I just want to state that I thought it was in my contract that I don't work with Cowboys fans. Let's get the production crew to look into that for me, please. But Spitface, what do you have to say about?
You got to read that fine print. Old Grumpy always got some fine print.
Yes, they do.
They be get down to that too fine. But ye of little faith. Ye of little faith. And, I'm going to throw it on out here that you just never know the heart of a warrior. And AP is a warrior. And he's going to get on it. This is it. He know that this is it. No more big paydays. No more, this is the last team. This is how you going to go out, dog. And he know it. He know that this is it. And he want to go out in a way where all that, mess that happened and, that kind of left him like out in the real cold, and it'd be cold up in Minnesota. I'm going to tell you something. I went up to Minnesota and I made the mistake of getting out the car. Ain't going to do that again. It's cold up in there. But but AP, I look at a player like Frank Gore, and he kind of eased. Yeah, but the boy really could still run. Mm-hmm. I think AP got something left in that tank. And it may be will. It may just be old-fashioned will. But I think he got that will and that fire to have that one last year that has everybody go, dang. So, now, as far as him having more rushing yards than Zeke, yeah, he gonna have more rushing yards than Zeke because the Eagles gonna spank Zeke's little ass. And maybe Zeke is now we already know Zeke the creep, because Zeke can't keep his hands off women's nipples, without permission. Now, I get that he has that fixation, but until he show that he can keep his hands off of women's nipples without permission, something gonna happen. So I'm gonna say AP gonna have more rushing yards. That's all I'm saying, guys. Kelli.
All right, so we got one running back that can't keep his hands off a woman's nipples, another running back that can't keep his hands off his kid's butt, and then we've got the Philadelphia Eagles who are just keeping their hands on the Lombardi Trophy. So First Lady, on that note, take us to break.
Really got us, Kelli. They didn't look that good the other night. But anyway, let's move on.
Preseason.
The first 2 listeners to email us or send a shout-out with the reason these ladies are grouped together will receive a $25 gift card from our partners at AdagioT.com and NBAstore.com. Your hint, double axe handle. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Dadrien on the first part of Shout Out.
Free Mr. Meyer. Get Dizzy Mac a bearskin rug.
Lock 'em up. Lock 'em up.
Stir them up. Stir them up.
The music flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Dadrien.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. Yes, today we are featuring the music from Dadrien. DJ, let's hear that Ohio.
It's just that Ohio funk, that kind you pack in the trunk. This funk is really strong. We funkin' all night long. It's just that Ohio funk, baby, that kind you pack in the trunk. This funk is really strong. That's a strong funk. We funkin' all night long. 1 into the 2 into the 3 into the 4. Ohio Midwest knocking at your door. 5 into the 6 into the 7 to the 8. Sprinkle some funk in this motherfucking place. Ohio, let's show 'em how funky we can get. Funky like an afro without a pick. Don't hold back the feeling. Bust the load. It's just that funk taking over control. It's just that Ohio funk, that kind you pack in the trunk. This funk is really strong. That's a strong funk. We funkin' all night long. It's just that Ohio funk. That kind you pack in the trunk. This funk is really strong. That's a strong funk. We funkin' all night long. Hey, that funk of me ain't no joke, and if you can't handle it, you're bound to choke. I look in the mirror and ask what it see. It replied nothing but the funk in me. Then I said, mirror, mirror on the wall, how much funk do I have? After all, funky like collard greens and pinto beans, funky like orange pits and sweaty jeans. It's just that Ohio funk, Ohio, that kind you pack in the trunk. This funk is really strong. That's a strong funk. We funkin' all night long. It's just that Ohio funk. That kind you pack in the trunk. This funk is really strong. That's a strong funk. We funkin' all night long. Cincinnati, funkin' all night. Cleveland, funkin' all night long. Dayton, funkin' all night. Columbus, funkin' all night long. Toledo, funkin' all night. Akron, funkin' all night long. Ohio, funkin' all night. The Midwest, funkin' all night long. It's just that Ohio funk.
Okay, that was Dadrien with that Ohio funk. Well, let me put it this way. They definitely are not the Ohio players. That is for sure. I mean, they talk about the Ohio funk. I'm going to give that song a hit the mute button because it was almost laughable to me. It almost sounds kind of comedian-ish looking. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm going to say it's a word. I don't have any good thing to say about that song, to be honest with you. And I'm just going to put it that way. It was a poor rendition of the Parliament Funkadelics. That's what I'm going to call it, a poor rendition of the Parliament Funkadelics. Goddess Kelly, what did you think?
Well, okay, Dadrien is not about to replace Machine Gun Kelly or Bone Thugs and Harmony as the new great hip-hop group out of Ohio, but, I mean, there was something fun about that. I mean, I lived in Cleveland for like 15 years, and I could see, like, maybe the hipsters in Lakewood bumping that track, or like maybe the rich white boys in Bay Village, or even in some of the ghetto spots on the east side of Cleveland, they might be bumping that Ohio funk. I mean, it was fun. It kind of reminded me of Biz Marquee, where you know it's a terrible song, but yet you're still like bopping your head to it, and I was laughing, so I'm going to give it a yo. It was a terrible song, but it was terrible in a good way.
Okay. See, she has some inside knowledge of living in Ohio, so she obviously knows what the people of Ohio like. That's all I can say about that. Bird, what did you think about this song? You going to give it a shout-out, or you going to hit the mute button?
I'm going to hit the mute button because I think that's what that funk ran LeBron to L.A. I'm gonna have to give that a mute button, man. I'm gonna have to give that the mute.
There's no need to say any more. I agree with you. Yeah. All right, Spitface, what did you think about this song?
Well, I think y'all just being a little too darn harsh. I thought it was a fun track. They stayed in their lane. They was having a good time. And, it ain't gonna shoot up to the top of the charts or nothing, but we know that See, Bird, I know you was like this. I did not know that you was like this. Now, I do like the shiny ass shoes you got, but I didn't know you was like that, bro. See, first off, I should have known that, Mama dropped you on your head. I should have known. Something kind of got me that. But see, you gave it away with that Dallas Cowboy. you gave it away then. But I'm hoping. But no, I thought it was a nice funky track. I'm gonna give the brothers a shout out because they was making a nice little party track and doing their thing, and I like it. So I'm giving it a shout out.
All right. You said stayed in their lane. Well, they're going to stay in their lane, and then they're going to have a crash. But anyway, other than that, if you like what you heard from Dadrien, check him out on Old Grumpy Radio. On part 2 of Shout Out, we'll have a performance from Ivory. Is that the sound of my favorite underwater friend? Is he up there splashing? Is it time for Flip It?
And we know Flipper lives in a world full of wonder, lying there under the sea.
All right. It is time for Flip It, where our hosts defend a view and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. Hey, what you saying, Flipper? Oh, yeah, Flipper say he got the funk. Okay. All right, okay, now, it's a decision. Now, this can be a difficult scenario for a brother like me. Because, I appreciate the finer qualities of the female side of the equation. Because I ain't rubbing up against no rough-ass looking nigga. That ain't happening. Now, who was your favorite Catwoman? Now, I'm torn. I'm going to tell you, I am torn between Eartha Kitt and Halle Berry. And, because Eartha had that purr. That, send tingles all over you. And then Halle Berry is, kind of like cute Holly Berry. Now, I have a problem. A problem, y'all. There is someone else I got to add to the list. Serena Williams. In her black, skin tight. That was an Ohio Playa song. Skin tight tennis outfit that intimidates the competition because she's like a cat playing with a mouse. She had that skin tight tennis outfit, and it just be like, damn. You know, like you can see the teasing, you know, because I got 2 killer cats, and they are killer cat. If you got a cat and you don't think that your cat is a killer cat, you are being deceived by that little furry looking devil. Let me tell you, they killer cats. My cats kill everything. If it's moving, it's gonna get killed, unless it's bigger than them. But even some of them, they be eyeing up. Yeah, I can take your own dog. Now, of course, after she played cat and mouse and vanquish, you know, I like that word. Barry, do you like that word, vanquish?
Yes, sir, vanquish.
Vanquish is a nice word, and vanquish don't get used enough. But when she was vanquishing her opponents, I like that word. I was an idiot. At the French Open, they now gonna ban the outfit. Is that right? Panel defend. Now I'm gonna tell you something. Even one of my lesbian friends, and I got the LGBT, you know, community. Hey, I got friends all over. Much love. But one of my lesbian friends said, "Look at the booty." She said they gotta ban that outfit. It is just too distracting for everybody. And panel defend that the French Open did the right thing. Goddess Kelli defend.
Well, I do think that they did the right thing, and there's actually precedence against it. If you look at the Wimbledon tournament, the players in Wimbledon are required to wear white outfits. And there was once a tennis player, and I forget her name, that tried to play Wimbledon in a white version of the cat suit, and she was told by the officials that she wasn't allowed to wear it. And I think with a tennis, especially the big tournaments like Wimbledon or like the French Open, they're trying to stay with tradition. So they want the women in their traditional little tennis skirts and not in these little cat outfits. And that's their prerogative. If they want to say that this is how you have to dress, it's just like golf. Tennis and golf are still those civilized sports where there are rules, and those rules do go to your attire as well as how you play the game. So I think it's their prerogative, and if they didn't like the outfit, if they want to keep the women in the more traditional skirt outfits, I think that they have every right to do so.
All right. So they have it's nothing but keeping a tradition alive. And Goddess Kelli, I do have to defend that the French Open. They didn't say the French fashion show. It is not the French fashion show. It's the French Open tennis tournament, not fashion show. And the other part is, it's just, with a booty like that, it don't matter what she wears. It can be a distraction. So I got to defend them. Hey, they running the thing. Not only do they have the right, but not just because they had the right, because that'd be like Donald Trump. Donald Trump got the right to fire and pardon and do all of that, but that don't mean it is right. But I'm gonna say this time, hey, they just honoring tradition. They got it right. The silver-tongued one himself. I'm watching your shoes, brother. Bird. The French Open got it right.
Yes, they got it right. I say they got it right. She, that's too much booty, man, for her to have this like out there like that. So I'm gonna lean with the French Open. You know what I'm saying? By banding it, she could as a lady. You know what I'm saying? She got to cover all that up, man. A lot of kids and a lot of little girls love to see tennis. You know what I'm saying? And we got to teach them the right ways to dress. And I'm going with Wimbledon on this one. She got to cover all that up. That's too much booty, man. That's too much.
Hey, and it's a freaky French. I saw some in the movies. And on that note, we always get the final word from the first lady, the fan.
Well, first of all, I agree with you. Well, no, my favorite Catwoman was definitely Eartha Kitt. Like you said, Spitface, she was the one that could purr the best. Mm-hmm. Nobody could purr like her.
Stop it, first lady. Stop it. My Eartha Kitt fantasies. Please.
The Eartha Kitt, what she said?
I'm hanging out with Adam West right now. I'm trying to be the pig.
All right, anyway. Not even the original Catwoman. I don't know if anybody knew who the original Catwoman was, but I'm going to tell you who the original Catwoman is. That was Julie Newman, and Lee Merriweather played Catwoman, and Michelle Pfeiffer played Catwoman. Now, Halle Berry, she played Catwoman, but she didn't play it with Batman. The other ladies played it with the Batman, so Halle had her own show. But anyway, and like the guy Kelli said, Wimbledon does require all the players to wear white skirts, all the female players to wear white skirts and shorts. I didn't see anything in their guidelines about wearing a cat suit. And, they are very strict, but, Wimbledon is actually they're really more strict regarding the white. You got to be pure white. They don't want you to have cream, off-white. It needs to be white. Even their sweatsuits have to be white. Man, that's strict. But, from a professional matter, it just looks better for all the women to wear shorts and skirts and not a cat suit. I mean, Serena needs to understand this is not a dance club. It's a tennis match. No one needs to show that much booty unless you're in the club. So, Serena, just remember, the cat suit is for the club. So you can do your twerking.
With the Reddit billionaire. And all right, y'all, but the panel was wild. But this is flippant. That's right. You never know where they really coming from. We gonna flip the script and defend the opposing side of you. Is the French Open vying to become the NFL? Oh, I don't mean playing football. I mean the no fun league. Last time I looked, the French Open needs all the viewership that they can get. It ain't like, oh, we want our viewership to go down. No, you want your viewership to go up. And if Serena Williams, the greatest American athlete next to Muhammad Ali, if she want to wear, if she want to have diamond-studded toenails, and more people gonna watch, you need to let her wear what she want to wear. And so I think it's time for the French Open to wake up and get that there is tradition. And you know what we call tradition? Goddess Kelli, you know what we call tradition?
What?
Major League Baseball. First, Goddess Kelli don't say it.
Well, I mean, I don't know who the French Open thinks that they're kidding, because with a booty like Serena, it doesn't matter if she's wearing a cat suit or if she's wearing one of the little skirts over the pair of shorts. You're gonna see that booty. It doesn't matter. That booty's just so big you can't miss it no matter what she wears. And when it comes to the outfits, you know what? It's 2018. Hashtag me too, bitches. Women are not stuck in the kitchen, and we are not going to be put aside by your rules on what we can and cannot wear. This is the time of equal opportunity, and if the men can wear pants, then the women should be allowed to wear pants, even if they're attached to their tops in a catsuit kind of manner. let the girl wear what she wants to wear. It is a sporting event. She's wearing something that she can move easily in, be able to swing her racket, hit those balls, and win herself another major competition. And I think that they are just being old fuddy-duddies. But, hey, you know what? They're French, so I guess that's just the way the French are.
You say that. Viva Algiers. Viva Algiers. Now I'm going to go to the silver tongue one. In just a second, I'm going to go to the silver tongue one. But, you know, what? Silver tongue one. Defend.
Yeah. Well, I agree with what she says. You know, since it's 2018, people need to stop being so judgmental. And the woman can't help what her mama gave her, you know what I'm saying? Like, she got a lot back there. She can't help what her mama gave her. And like you said, you know what I'm saying, it probably will get the women more views. You know what I'm saying? People love Serena. She is like the greatest woman, female athlete ever to exist. And I feel like she has the rights to wear what she wants to wear at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? All the money that she done made them. So she can't help what her mama gave her back there. So it's her. She should be proud of it. Show it off.
Ain't no shame to her game.
Yes.
All right. And now, you know, First Lady always gets the last word. First Lady decides.
Well, first of all, I'm not sure why the French Open waited so long to make the decision to ban the cat suit. Serena wore the cat suit in February, and just before the U.S. Open, they decided to make this decision. Seems to me that they're trying to steal some of the spotlight. But if they were so concerned, why didn't they say something to her when she wore it the first time? Because she wore it throughout the whole tournament. And but anyway, but the people need to realize the reason why Serena wore the cat suit was for medical purposes to prevent her from getting blood clots. You know, it's almost like 10 stockings because, you know, it's tight and constrictive, so that helps her with her blood clots. And, you know, the committee should also allow an exception for medical purpose. You know, she wasn't just putting it out there to show her butt. It was for medical purpose, and we know how bad she is with her blood clots. And the other thing, though, you know, every time Serena wears an outfit, she's always trending on social media, which brings amazing coverage to the tournament, you know, any tournament that she's playing. And the thing about it, it brings attention to the event when people that normally don't watch the tennis event. So the French Open, they really need to recognize that they are being so restrictive with their dress code that it could prevent people from watching it, because everybody wants to see what Serena's wearing. I mean, I hear that all the time, especially the men. And the French Open, you know, it's not as popular as Wimbledon and U.S. Open. So they really need to recognize they're being a little bit too stuffy regarding that dress code.
First Lady, I never watch Serena play to see what she's wearing.
You may not, but there are some.
Please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Up next, the funnies and our favorite underwater friend on part 2 of, well, flip it part 2. Let me get it right.
Hashtag Serena. Hashtag Catwoman suit.
Welcome back. You are still listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for the funnies. Goddess Kelli, over to you.
All right, we got a good one for you guys today. Pet store thief stuffed snake down his pants. Police in South Carolina said a man stole a red-tailed boa constrictor from a pet store by shoving the snake down his pants. The Florence Police Department said security camera footage recorded a man, estimated to be between 35 and 40 years old, walking into the unidentified pet store August 10th and heading for the area where the snakes are kept. The store owner told police he heard a noise that he initially thought to be a rat moving inside a cage. but the suspect soon started to act suspiciously and hurried out of the store. The owner reviewed the security camera footage and saw the man shoving the snake down his pants. It is very unusual, Florence Police Lieutenant Mike Brandt told the state newspaper. It was a very odd occurrence for an animal to be stolen from an area pet store. Only goods, not pets, have been reported stolen of previous crimes reported at the stores. The suspect is being sought on a larceny charge. And I just got one question, Kid Face. Is that a snake in your pants, or are you just happy to see me?
I put it like this. If it wiggles, we got a problem.
It lends a new meaning to the term trouser snake. But on that note, if the water is splashing on you, it must be time for my favorite underwater fun. I'm thinking about snakes in the pants. It's making me all flustered. But it is time again for Flip It.
In the era of hashtag Me Too, it appears there is some work to be done at the college level, especially when it involves its top coaches. In this case, Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer got a 3-game suspension for his involvement in quieting, covering up, letting it slide domestic abuse. Panel defend. Urban Meyer did not do the abusing. The 3-game suspension is enough. Spitface defend.
Well, yeah, I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at Urban, and I'm going, Meyer. I hope that you are embarrassed, which it appears that you are, and you need to work on that apology speech a little bit better. And you did not. You didn't do you can't be penalized as harshly when you didn't go out and do the deed. But you need to be punished harshly because you aided and abetted afterwards. Now, given the situation, I'm going to say that a 3-game suspension is certainly appropriate, and it could have been more, but given the level of embarrassment for him personally and for the I don't know what the hell they're doing at that university, it's good enough. It's good enough. So I'm going to let it lay like that he got an appropriate amount, and it's good enough. But they got some work to do at that university.
Okay, they got work to do. Work needs to be done with the Me Too. All right. Bird defend. Urban Meyer did not do the abusing. The 3-game suspension is enough.
Yes, ma'am. I think because he didn't do the abusing, I think the 3-game suspension is enough. I just think he should leave the Ohio Funk alone. You know, he's a Hall of Fame coach, maybe the second, greatest coach in college football history of all times behind Nick Saban. And I think he should just he has to do he should have set a better example. He shouldn't have been hiding and trying to shush it down. You know what I'm saying? I guess there was a selfish move behind him. He was looking out for himself, but I think that 3-game suspension, that's enough. Because he's a good person at the end of the day, and we all make our mistakes. That's pretty much all I got to say about that, dealing with Urban.
Okay. All right. Goddess Kelli, defend.
I'm going to take it a step further, and I'm going to say that 3 games is too much for this situation. And not that I am in any way defending domestic abuse, but this domestic abuse happened between a husband and a wife, and it did not happen on school grounds. It did not happen in the eyesight of Urban Meyer. He just heard about it after the fact. And it was, hearsay at that point. He didn't have any proof of the abuse, so to speak. And if this was a situation of a regular American, if someone's friend's wife came and said, this guy that you work with, he beats his wife, or, if it was a normal American, there wouldn't have been any punishment whatsoever. So I think the fact that she is not a student and it didn't happen on school grounds, I think that 3 games is actually too much. He shouldn't have hushed it up. That was wrong morally, but I don't think it was wrong professionally. I'll leave it at that.
All right. Well, I feel this way. Urban Meyer was just Zach Smith's supervisor, and he did report the incident to his supervisor, Gene Smith. That's the reason why athletic director Gene Smith received a longer suspension, 2 weeks, because he failed to report it to the top people at the school, because they said they didn't know anything about it. So that's Gene Smith's responsibility. And even though Gene Smith recommended to Urban to fire Zach Smith, he should have demanded that he fire Zach Smith. But that's not Urban's fault. That's Gene Smith didn't take control of this situation. So 3 games are sufficient for Urban Meyer for not firing Zach Smith. All right, but this is Flip It. This is where we're going to defend the opposing point. Bad message all the way around. He should have gotten a much stronger punishment. Spitface, defend.
The one thing that a coach is supposed to do is set an example.
Mm-hmm.
And the example that needed to be set is that reporting it up so I can wash my hands of it is not the same as being responsible that it's dealt with properly. So, I reported it up. Well, ain't my responsibility. I ain't worried. That ain't the deal. That's not what you being coached for. They got this thing they say, you know what integrity is? Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's looking. So, if you coaching them up, as a life coach, because these young men that Urban Meyer dealing with, for many of them, he's giving them life coaching. So, and there needs to, I put it like this. You may have to be the example for a whole league. And when you, when it's like, you know what, I know we could, it would be appropriate, but we're going to go all the way. Because we want to send this message all the way through, that know how high you go. When you sully endanger the reputation of all these people's hard work, you will be made an example no matter how high you up on the ladder. Now, I ain't talking about Donald Trump. We ain't having that discussion. The fact that everybody is flipping on his head. Flip about the Sousa folks. They flipping so much on that man. You about to say, wait just a minute now. Y'all using my term out of line, But this was an opportunity to make a big example across college sports, and it's a failure that he only got 3 games. That's a slap on the wrist.
Okay, slap on the wrist. All right, Bird, defend. Bad message all the way around.
Big brother, he just said everything correctly. I agree with everything he just said. And it was, as being a head coach and being like the face of the organization of Ohio, Urban should have like they say in the justice system, you're guilty by association, and he shushed it. He knew what was going on, and you gotta just because like somebody's like a friend or a coworker, you can't hide things like that. You can't get because domestic violence is a serious case, and definitely when it you know what I'm saying. I don't believe in men hitting women or even women hitting men. We shouldn't put our hands on each other. So I feel like it is a slap on the wrist. He should have probably got like a little bit more something. He should have got a little bit something. The punishment should have been a little bit harder. They got to make examples so it won't happen again. You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of kids, like for me, like growing up playing football, we look up to our coaches. They're like father figures. Because a lot of us don't have, a lot of males grew up without fathers in the times that we live in. And they got to set better examples. You know what I'm saying? Something like that shouldn't be shushed or tried to be died down. You know what I'm saying? You got to be punished when you do the crime, you do the time, man. And I think that's a slap on the wrist.
Okay, yes, it was slap on the wrist. Goddess Kelli, you need to defend this. Come on, girl, tell it like it is.
All right, in this day and time when sexual abuse or physical abuse against women is been put so much in the spotlight, and then if we look at the NFL and all of the issues that the NFL has had with domestic violence from the players, it all comes from what they learn at a young age. And if they see a college football coach who is condoning with his silence, is basically saying that there's nothing wrong with this, the fact that he didn't make a bigger deal of it or fire him right away, Urban Meyer has given these kids the message that domestic violence is okay. And we can't let kids going into the NFL, college athletes, or any child for that matter, it doesn't matter if they're going to be an athlete, but especially when it's run so rampant in the NFL, we can't have them moving on in their life thinking that that is okay, that it is okay to hit women. It is absolutely not. Now, I don't think that Urban Meyer deserves the same kind of punishment as Joe Paterno for hushing up the crimes committed by Jerry Sandusky, but 3 games, that's a slap on the wrist. That is nothing. It's a slap on the wrist for a message that these children are going to carry with them into their adult lives. That, you know what? Domestic violence is okay because our coach hushed it up. And that's wrong. Society today demands more.
Okay, all right. Well said. Of course Ohio State is sending a bad message. Domestic violence is not put on the forefront with Ohio State. During their press conference, absolutely no one from Urban Meyer to the school officials to Gene Smith said that they were sorry to Courtney Smith. They didn't even mention her name. Matter of fact, it appears that their decision was not about her at all. They did not acknowledge what happened, what was wrong. In fact, they mentioned that there were other things that Zach Smith was doing seemed to me had more weight on their decision than alleged domestic abuse. And, of course, one of the other things that he had infractions on, he sent a picture of his penis from the White House bathroom. Man, there was some more things, the reason why they kept this man. It's shameful on very shameful for Urban Meyer to keep him because then I think he had an affair, but anyway, that's besides the point. But with all the violations and the domestic abuse, I think Smith's punishment was inappropriate. Smith's punishment was appropriate, but Urban Meyer's 3-game suspension was ridiculous, and the committee wanted to make sure he was available for the big games. It all comes down to football. That's what they make their money on, and they wanted to make sure he was available for the big games, and that's sad. And like Spitface said, you are the leader of men, and that's what you're there for, to make boys into men, and he failed to do that. So I think it's shameful on Ohio State. Anyway, but they'll find out if everything with the NCAA, they will find out what's going on. But anyway, it's time for Goddess Kelli to cook up some of that jambalaya. Is it going to be spicy or mild?
This one's got some spicy potential, so let's see. It's going to be good. Excuse me. Got that spicy throat. I just burned 2,000 calories. That's the last time I leave brownies in the oven while I nap. So how does this relate to the Cleveland Browns, sending Tyrod Taylor back into play after injuring his hand during a preseason game. Now, when it comes to Tyrod Taylor, and I've been watching Hard Knocks, and I know that he came out and said his name is supposed to be pronounced Tyrod and not Tyrod, but you know what? He's been in the league this many years, and everybody calls him Tyrod, and I just can't change. Change is bad. So he's going to always be Tyrod Taylor to me. But anyway, with the Cleveland Browns, they got Tyrod Taylor to be the veteran quarterback leadership so they don't make the same mistake with their brand new rookie quarterback, Baker Mayfield, that they've made with the 20 other rookie quarterbacks they've had since being back in the NFL in the 90s. They have done the same thing, it seems, all the time, where they throw a brand new quarterback into the fire and just let them burn. But now, it seems like they want to let poor Tyrod Taylor burn, not letting him get the proper time to recoup the injury to his hand, which I don't know if you saw that play when he landed on it, but it was pretty ugly. And I could see my fantasy football hopes just sliding into oblivion because I had to pick Tyrod Taylor up on my fantasy spot. But anyway, I think that it was a dumb move on their part, and the only defense the Cleveland Browns really have is the fact that I think that deep down they really do believe in Baker Mayfield, and they want to see their first-round pick start week 1, so they're not babying Tyrod the way that they should. That's my opinion on it. First Lady, what do you think?
Well, actually, Kelli, I kind of agree with what you said. The first part about it is the fact that, like you said, they've always put out the rookie quarterback, and it has been a disaster for them. We all know what happened with Johnny Manziel. But I think what it is that the Browns don't want Baker Mayfield to start. So that's the reason why they put Tyrod Taylor out there. Because, when they play that third game, the third game is usually the game. Well, no, I can't remember if it was the third game or the second game. But anyway, Tyrod Taylor is going to be their starting quarterback. Now, the injury was on his non-throwing hand, which is his left hand. He's right-handed. So it's really not going to impact how he's going to throw the football. So even though it was an ugly-looking injury, it's not going to impact his ability to play the quarterback position. And I really think that they just don't want to make the decision to have Baker Mayfield as the starting quarterback. I think they want to let him sit for a year and let him learn. And like you said, that's the reason why they're going to burn the hell out of Tyrod Taylor, and they're going to wear him down all season, but they're not going to put Baker Mayfield in. That's my opinion about it. They won't put him in until next season. He will be the starting quarterback next season, not this season.
Well, it's the Browns. They're going to find some way to completely screw this up. But, Bird, what did you think about this one?
I think it's a big setup for a two quarterback system. I think they're going to run a 2 quarterback system with Tyrod running the ball, being a running quarterback, and I think they're going to slide Baker in there being a throwing quarterback. A lot of people want to see the fans and the organization, and people, they make a lot of they're going to make a lot of money off of Baker. So I think they're going to force the situation into letting Baker be like the main thrower and Tyrod being like the quick snapper and like running the ball wise. I really think they shouldn't rush Tyrod into. They need to check that hand out because it was a pretty nasty how he fell back on his hand. It was a pretty nasty fall, and they have won a lot of young men. They had a lot of potential coming out of college. They won a lot of careers like quick. I mean, like super quick. And it's the Browns. That's what I can say. They I don't know if they're cursed or what, but they have a problem with ruining a lot of talented young quarterbacks that come into the league. And I think they're gonna not only ruin Tyrod, but I think they're gonna work him like a mule. And then that's gonna be the whole plan to let Baker come in and take over by mid-season. They're going to run a 2 quarterback system. And that's how I feel about it. I think they're going to it's just a big setup, if you ask me, to get Baker.
Yeah, I've always said Cleveland is where quarterbacks go to die, and I respect the talent of Tyrod Taylor so much, and I really don't want to see that happen to him, but we see the writing on the wall. But Spitface, what do you think?
I'm looking at T-Rod, and or as I like to call him, T-T, is not fragile. Now, which is going to be a good thing because obviously the the Browns do not know how to handle a bounty of riches. And as y'all have stated that whatever quarterback, first round pick, you know, it's like, come on. You know, all of them just get fed to the fire, burn out, and that's it. The plan may have been, T-Rod is going to start, and we're going to let Baker sit a year. But you know that they get in their own way. Well, let's see what he can do. Well, he is a first-round draft pick. Well, you know, that was pretty good. Well, you know, maybe we should give him more playing time in the third game, which is usually the big prep game, than the guy that's supposed to be the starter. Oh, send him on back out there. You know, so yeah, he got to show that he, you know, not protect him, because look, you know what, this preseason. So, Baker, you got some extra time to shine. Get on out there. But we got this asset, because we know that when it comes to be time under fire, and that game really do get quick up a notch.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to see those 4 interceptions you go throw. Your ego crash, confidence down. Now you done went from, now you hanging out in Johnny Manziel territory. But Cleveland will, like I say, they got an abundance of riches. They like a kid in a candy store. We got stuff at last. We got stuff on defense. We got stuff on offense. Ooh wee. Well, this shiny toy over here called Baker. Let's play with the Baker toy. Let's play with the Baker and screw it all up. Now, TT, I think TT is severely underrated. And what's going to happen with Cleveland is they're going to end up in a Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers type situation, like from the old San Diego Chargers. When they ended up like, wow, you know, this guy done got good. And that's what's going to happen. TT going to get good. And they're going to be like, look, yeah, we number one, but my man is smoking. Like you need to take my job. And just like they were in that, San Diego was in that Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers situation. And I'll put it like this. One left and got a Super Bowl. The other, will he be in the Hall of Fame? That's all I'm saying.
Well, we are lucky enough we're going to get to see how this drama plays out if you watch the Hard Knocks show, which has been very entertaining. And I got to say, I have no respect for Hugh Jackson after watching that show. But anyway, it is time for break, so First Lady, take us there.
No respect for Hugh. On the other side of the break, we have another performance. Well, actually, we have a performance from Ivory on Shout Out. Please stay tuned. No respect for Hugh. You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for Shout Out Part 2, the picks, and the finale. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout out from the crew. Goddess Kelli, over to you.
All right, we have got a performance from Ivory, who is out of Brisbane, Australia. That sounds awesome. So, DJ, let's hear Perspective.
Yeah, now, I was sitting up here and I was thinking about them being, you know, out of Australia, and for some reason, I wanted some shrimp on the barbie. And and there's no barbie and no shrimp in sight. So I think I might just I might be in trouble. But we gonna find out how they track play.
All right, that was Perspective. Is the track going to get a shout-out or the mute button? This kind of reminded me of, like, going to a little punk club that's, like, you know, in the basement and the walls are all painted black and there's bar against the corner and then there's the little tiny stage with the band playing and then they've got the amps on the guitars turned up super, super loud and then they've got the microphone turned down way. You can't even understand what the hell the singer is saying. That's what that reminded me of. I'm going to say, though, I thought that the guitarist was very, very talented. I mean, that guitarist can shred. That was some amazing guitar work. The singer, on the other hand, could barely hear him, could barely understand him. A punk song is not supposed to be that loud, that long. The average punk song should be like 2 minutes or less. So it definitely outlived its welcome. But I'm going to give it a yo just on the strength of the guitarist. The guitarist is the talent of that band. First Lady, what'd you think of that one?
Well, it was noisy. That's what I think about it. It sounded like a guitarist that was just crazy. I mean, he does play it nicely, but I'm going to hit the mute button. I really didn't like the song. It was just, the singing was horrible, number one, but it was just too much of the guitar playing. It was just a lot of noise. It was actually hurting my ears.
All right, not digging the Australian invasion. Bird, what'd you think?
I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I enjoyed it. The sound quality was a little off, but the guitarist, he was very talented, like you said. And I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I imagine myself out there in Australia riding in the Jeep, look at the kangaroos. I can listen to that. That's something I would listen to. I was out there, enjoying the view. I'm going to give it a thumbs up on my end.
All right. Spitface, what do you think
Bird,
about our band from down under?
Texas, he ain't going to be watching that kangaroo. That kangaroo will be all on the grill. They gonna put some Cajun rub on it. So, you know, and there's going to be some onions. I'm going to give them a yo because it was about 2 minutes, 39 seconds too long. When they got into the vocal part, it was like they could have shortened that by about 1 minute and 39 seconds. And then that closing, it kind of just left it all off track. So, I'm going to give it a yo. It was a little jumbled there, but, I like the drummer. The drummer was hanging. He was like, nah, man, I'm with you. He was getting down too, so I'm going to give him a little props there.
All right. Well, that is the end of Shout Out. And if you liked what you heard from Ivory, you can check them out at ivoryrocks.com. And if you would like to be heard, or if you have any comments, you can send your emails and tracks to Panties at oldgrumpyradio.com. Now my favorite part of the show, over to the First Lady for the picks.
It's time for the picks, the hardball picks. Who will wear the crown? All right, well, we do not have the results. It takes a while to get the results, especially when the contest ends out on Friday, so it does take a while. So I give props to my production assistant. They did try to work hard to get it out today, but anyway, we'll have it next week. By the end of day Friday, Miami will have more wins than San Diego. 5,000 for the correct answer, minus 7,500 for the incorrect answer. I am going to say, I'm going to say yes. Goddess Kelli.
I'm going to say no.
All right. Bird.
I'm going to say yes for Miami.
Okay. Spitface.
No.
No. All right. Moving along. Baltimore will have more wins than Kansas City. 15,000 for the correct answer, minus 15,000 for the incorrect answer. Goddess Kelli?
Yes.
Okay. Bird?
I'm going with KC.
Spitface?
No.
And I say no also. Baltimore is horrible. All right. Moving along. Cleveland will have more wins than Atlanta. Bird?
I'm going yes with Cleveland.
All right. Spit face?
No.
All right. I'm going to say yes, because I believe Cleveland has been on a roll lately. And Goddess Kelli?
Yeah, they can't play football, but they can play baseball, yes.
They played basketball for a little bit
yeah,
too.
of course. When
I ain't got too much sympathy for them.
Remember, LeBron brought a championship to Cleveland, a mistake by the lake. All right, let's move along. Angels will have more win than Pittsburgh. Spit face.
I'm going for them Tides. No.
Okay, no. I will say no. Goddess Kelli?
I'm going to say yes.
And Bird?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Milwaukee will have more wins than Seattle. I'm going to say yes. Goddess Kelli?
No.
Bird?
No.
And Spit face?
No.
Okay, so we'll have the results, and we'll see how we do with those results as we get ready to crown the hardball champ. It's time for the panel to give their outrageous predictions. Goddess Kelli, what is your outrageous prediction?
Okay, after we were talking about Hard Knocks, my outrageous prediction is that fan favorite Devin Kajus is going to win Rookie of the Year.
Okay. Bird, what is your outrageous prediction?
It's like I can predict anything?
Anything you want, from any walk of life. Doesn't have to be sport. It must be outrageous, though.
Yes, okay, outrageous. Well, it's about sports. I predict the Cowboys will win the Super Bowl this year.
It's very outrageous.
Right, that's outrageous.
Don't worry, it was that head drop.
Okay, Spit face, what's your outrageous prediction?
My outrageous prediction is Adrian Peterson will have more rushing yards than Zeke.
Ooh.
Well, my outrageous prediction, with the incident regarding the Catholic Church and these pedophiles, my outrageous prediction is that Pope Francis will finally get rid of some of the cardinals that committed those sins. That's my outrageous prediction, because we know it never happens. Anyway, speaking of abuse, with the recent developments of one of the Me Too movement's leader, Asia Argento, being accused of sexually assault of a 17-year-old because she had sexual intercourse with a minor, her situation doesn't lessen the Me Too movement. It just brings more attention, because Me Too movement is not a person. It's about everyone, even men who are abused. The Me Too movement is still alive. Goddess Kelli, what is happening in your world, and what do you want the listeners to know?
Well, I just want everyone to know that I am still having fun for the summer, and you can follow along with my antics on social media, KELLIERUTTAR, both Facebook and Twitter.
Okay, you can check me out on Twitter at Cheryl Smith at First Lady of Sports. I can't even get my Twitter account right. And please visit us at braspantiesandsports.com, where you'll find links for each of us, original episodes, and the Bearskin Lounge with Dizzy Mac. And Bird, do you have any information you want the fans to know about?
Yes, I'll be having I'm expecting a beautiful daughter anytime this week, and I can't wait for it to get here.
Oh, that's so nice. Congratulations. A beautiful daughter. You have a name for her?
Yes, we're going to name her Shiloh O'Megan.
Oh, that's different. Shiloh O'Megan. Well, congratulations. E pluribus unum, out of many, one. Join us in demanding Congress honor the dignity of our fellow citizens from Puerto Rico and convene a hearing into President Trump's humanitarian disaster. Remember, they are our fellow citizens. E pluribus unum. This is Cheryl Smith, the First Lady of Sports Talk, Goddess Kelli, our guest, a very special guest, Bird, out of H-Town, and Spitface. You have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. We'll see you next week.